Why, hello there. It's me. The half of the dynamic duo and dream team single hosting the writer's room with Cole and Braden, or Braden and Cole. I can never remember which way it is, but we're both equally as important, which is why it is so saddening to hear that Braden is fine, but no, he couldn't come to the recording session, so we get a little one-on-one time. We're gonna have a great time today, but because I suck at coming up with ideas, we're definitely postponing the feature film stuff, which we promised we're going to get to it. It's just he couldn't be here, and that's kind of the thing where we even have the idea picked out, and I'm so excited to it's gonna be great. But depending on if I can come up with another idea besides the one I've got in front of us, I need to look here if you guys are here. It's so hard. Right. There may only be one episode this week, which, so, but we're all good. I've got my tea. I've got a goofy shirt on that you probably can't read because it's so wrinkly and I don't know how to iron. But yeah, so this is an idea that I came up with before Braden and I started the writer's room. Excuse me. Before we started the writer's room, I was just kind of going off on my own. What am I doing? Going off on my own, writing some sketches, some short film ideas. This is one that I never got around to writing, but I did a beat sheet for it. And it's kind of a play on the movie Jackass. Not Jackass. Kick-Ass. Because I thought that movie had some funny moments. So I thought I would make kind of a sketch based on that sort of premise of, I guess, amateur superheroing. Or realistic superheroing, if that makes sense. But yeah, so it's just me. So this might be a shorter episode, it might not be. I might be just lying to you right now, but we're gonna have a good time. So, the idea. When a high schooler / young college student sees his streets ridden with crime, he sets out to take the trash out to the curb. It's a bit wordy, but gets the point across. So, the ending, he fails comedically and gets beat up. Bit of a letdown, I know, but it could be funny. Beat 1. Jake is walking down the street when he gets beat up. So we're getting right in there, getting into the action. I don't know why I keep hitting my hands together. I'm kind of nervous. I'm not used to just talking to nobody. I mean, I'm talking to you guys, but like it's a camera, Beat 2. We cut to Jake looking in the mirror at home. He has cuts, bruises, and band-aids all over him. Beat 3. Jake decides to become a Batman-like superhero. Beat 4. Jake goes through costume designs. Beat 5. Jake begins testing materials and making his suit. These are way too many beats, if I'm being honest. And you're going to probably see some of my writing format flaws because I'm not a writing major. Beat 6. Jake talks to his friend and shows off the suit. Beat 7. Jake's friend roasts him. Jake works on gadgets for his superheroing. Beat 9. Did I say beat 8? You can see the screen. Beat 9. We cut to Jake's friend laughing at Jake some more. Beat 10. Jake suits up for the first time. Beat 11. Jake goes to the street. Bystanders try to hold their laughs in. It's been a while since I've even looked at this. And also, hold. No, I want to say that's fine. But yeah, so bystanders try to hold their laughs in. Beat 12, Jake sees someone about to get mugged. Beat 13, Jake flashes back to when he got beat up. He hides and builds his confidence back up. Beat 14, Jake confronts the mugger and says his superhero name for the first time. Beat 15, Jake gets laughed at and beat up. So it was all for nothing. And I'm seeing that, and I love messing with an audience, and I think that's hilarious. So we're gonna write it, and you know, Braden usually contains my chaos. Braden's not here today. This is gonna be between us. That scares the shit out of me, actually. Okay. Way too many beats, but you know, it doesn't really matter. This gets us from point A to point B, which beat 1's A and 15's B, beginning to end. So we need to intro, which is he gets beat up. So yeah, do I have a title page? I do not. So let's work on that. Because I've already named it the hero the town deserves. Oh, I can't wait for everybody to see my typos that I don't catch. This is going to be a Cole Jane special. It's, well, it's based on Kick-Ass. Oh, wait. Stop. Is it 2 words? I think it is. Kick-Ass. Loved that first movie. Didn't care for the second one, in all honesty. But, like, I didn't hate it, but it wasn't as good as the first one, in my opinion. Okay. The script. Did I name Jake? Yes, so Jake. So, sorry, I gotta go back and forth because I have a terrible memory. I'm gonna awkwardly sip my tea. I'm almost out of tea. Maybe I'll switch to coffee. That sounds like a terrible idea. My ADD is running rampant right now. That's crazy. Okay. Yeah, so let's just do exterior. I'm gonna just say sketchy street corner. Let's do day, because I don't see high school or young college student. Oh, my fingers are really up there. Young college student walking around at night. That's my thought. Leave a comment if you disagree. And I know you guys are over here. The script for me is over here. So I'm looking over here, but I know you're right there. Because then my face is right here. Right here. And the camera's right here. Here, here, and here. An email at this hour. Spam. Okay, so. Dude, I haven't done anything. Give me a sec. Good God. Jake is walking down a mostly empty street. He walks past rundown businesses that are either abandoned or are close to shutting down. Small groups of, I don't want to use the word sketchy again, but I am going to use it. Sketchy. It's another word for sketchy. Sorry, folks. Hold on. Brain's not working. Sketchy synonym. Inadequate. What? No. What? Skimpy? What? No, skimpy's like lack of clothes. What are you on about? We're gonna stick with sketchy. Small groups of sketchy people are hanging out by the entrances to the buildings. Some of them are armed. Well, okay, but I can't do a gun. Actually, technically I can. With guns and knives. Because, I mean, murder is still murder, so... And that's... In our reality, it's kind of tough to just commit murder. And I'm imagining these groups are kind of more just like... Not like little kids, but like teenagers, maybe young adults. Maybe some of them act tough, but in actuality aren't tough. That's kind of my vision at the moment. I'm just kind of picturing like we're getting like a side view. Okay, hold on. So it's like a side view and like Jake's walking and the camera's like kind of following with him and he's like walking on the sidewalk past these businesses. He passes one, maybe two groups of people before like he's stopped. Yeah. As he passes an alleyway, another group stops him and forces him into the alleyway. If I could spell, that would be nice. Into the alleyway. So yeah, I think he gets robbed here. Jake, just hey man. It's gotta be natural. Hey man, let me go. I mean, pretty simple. Let me go. And then I suck at names, so we're gonna go with thug leader. Thug group leader. And empty your pockets. Empty yo pockets. I'm definitely from the street. I can never go to, well, like Gary, Indiana, or something like that. I don't think anybody can really go there, though. I mean, people live there. I'm very robbable, is what I'm trying to say. I've made so much progress in the past 10 minutes. I don't know what I'm saying. Okay. Come on, man. I need this stuff for school. I didn't describe what Jake is wearing, actually. I didn't describe his age either. Early 20s. So yeah, early, you know what, let's say, actually, hold on, late teens / early 20s. I like that better because it's more specific. Jake is wearing casual attire, that's kind of worn and a little dirty, I would say. He also has on a backpack. I'm gonna say he's using earbuds to listen to music. I think my tone here is to play everything dead serious, because that's gonna add comedic value if we stay in reality instead of doing something like slapsticky. For example, like with Airplane, if you ever watch the movie Airplane, they do all kinds of like just stuff that couldn't possibly actually happen, like the like the inflatable autopilot. That's just like, that's not real, obviously. But that works for that style of comedy. For this, I think it works better if it's grounded more in reality. But you know, that's one of those things where I'll only really know if that's correct when it's done. So, and you know what could be fun is if we have Braden read this and get Braden's thoughts. So, come on, I need this stuff for school. I'm gonna say the thugs take his bag and dump the contents onto the ground. Somebody's sending me a message. How could you? Oh, that's crazy. Yeah, so what's in the backpack? That's a good question. The contents are papers, pens, writing utensils. That way I don't have to say pencils and pens. Utensils. I'm gonna say, gosh, the modern day is kind of crazy because, like, everybody has either iPads or laptops. College students use laptops, at least in my experience. Of course, I went to an art school, so that was kind of a requirement. I'm gonna move this closer. Hopefully that's not an issue. I've been talking loud as hell, so I'm sure it's not. So, when I was in high school, and even middle school, I had an iPad. It's kind of tough. I'm gonna say iPad. No, I'm gonna say laptop. I like laptop. To me just feels more like, oh, you're taking notes, while iPad feels more like you're watching silly videos and playing games, which is exactly what I did in high school. I'm sorry to everybody that taught me. Laptop. something else that I could, because this is showing his character, right? This might be a 2-episode thing because I suck at this. And there's a lot of beats to it that I'm gonna probably expand on. So we'll probably just try and get to 5 pages today, and then unless I finish it today, we'll see. I don't know. Notebook. Let's do a notebook. And a couple of notebooks. Thug Crony 1. I don't like Crony. Excuse me. Gosh, I'm blanking really bad. Thug Soldier. Let's do Soldier. Thug Soldier 1. Braden's gonna hate that. He always gets frustrated with me because I hate putting names on people that I find to be insignificant. And he's always like, no, every character should have a name. In most cases. But I mean, I may not even come back. I'm probably gonna come back to these guys because that'd be kind of funny if he comes back as the superhero and it's the same guys and they beat him up and just rob him again. So I am gonna probably come back to these guys. All right. Nice. How do street people talk? Actually, we can just say nice and then have grab that shit and run. That's not what I meant. There we go. Grab that shit and run. Okay, so now Jake initiates the fight. Jake latches onto his laptop. As, you know what, I didn't specify. There are 4 thugs total. Just for my sanity. That's not the right there. I don't think. I'm so tired. And I didn't even really do a lot today. I don't like this one. But it's weird because it's definitely the same one I've always drank. This one, I'm not feeling it for some reason. Okay. As the thugs try to grab it, Jake gets shoved to the ground. Please, I need this computer. I need this computer. And then if you know what's good for you, biatch, you'll let us walk away. Screw it. Screw it. The thugs proceed to stomp on Jake. He eventually I'm gonna say actually, he quickly lets go of the laptop, and the thugs stomp and kick him a couple more times. He is left bloody and bruised in the street. So now my intro beats tend to be super long, in my experience. So we've got our first beat pretty much down. So now, because it kind of, in my mind, it turns into almost a montage for like beats 4 through, well, 4 and 5 are part of montage. 6 and 7 break from that montage. Excuse me. 8 kind of resumes it. 9 is like another cutaway. And then 10 fully exits kind of the montage. So there's okay, so it's not as big of a montage as I thought, actually. Okay, so he's at home. I want him to be in an apartment. I think I'm gonna bend the rules of reality, because most college kids are either in a dorm or with their parents and they commute, but I want them in an apartment. Of course, I actually knew plenty of college students that kind of had like 15 roommates and owned a house. So Jake's, well, hold on. Interior, Jake's, actually, I'm gonna say bathroom. Night. Jake is standing in front of good God of his mirror, and is shirtless. We can see scrapes, bruises, for a comma, cuts, and cuts. Hold on. Some of these are bandaged, and some aren't, because I want to be able to see some of that. That's my director. I'm doing my director thing. A little bit. Just a little bit. Yeah, he lets out a big sigh. Okay, so, gosh, this might be longer than I thought. This might be a two-parter. And I think that's because I'm a slower writer, but I also get distracted easily. Like, I keep going on these tangents. And I do that with Braden too, but Braden's at least thinking about what to write next in the back of his mind, and I'm not. Because I'm not. Yeah. He lets out a big sigh. So now I'm wondering if we go into voiceover and we do narration. And normally, like if I was playing this actual series, I don't think I would do that. I think I would have him like walk into his room and like show, like maybe he's already been working on this. He has like notebooks of drawings, but because it's a comedy, I think leaning into stereotypical superhero stuff benefits us. So yeah, we're gonna do that. So Jake, voiceover, dark voice. Because I don't want to say Batman voice, even though that's what I kind of want. This city is falling apart. See, I have to come up with something a little inspirational, right? We haven't even technically gotten into our comedic elements yet. We don't really do that until like the montage. Because I'm gonna put him in the dumbest outfit. I wonder if you guys can hear the storm that's brewing outside. It's a good one. It's thunder, lightning. Thunder means there's lightning, or lightning means there's a thing there. But the city's falling apart. I'm Batman. Yeah, okay. That was a terrible impression. I'm usually a little bit better at that. My throat's a little, you know. I'm also not an impression guy. But, okay. This city's falling apart. Rachel! Harvey Dent. What the fuck is happening? Like, why is it Harvey Dent? Can we try? I can't do it. I don't know. Feel free to clown on me in the comments. The city is falling apart. Guns and drugs fill the streets. It's only getting worse. The cops are overwhelmed. Nobody wants to stand up and do something. That changes today. I like that. I'm a fan of that. You know what? We see B-roll of a chaotic, crime-filled city as Jake narrates. I want to be specific on that, and I know I misspelled that, but that's what the red underline thing is for. So, if we go back to the beat board that I've got, can we? Okay. I thought I could do a thing there, but it's fine. Maybe we bring in the friend. Yeah, let's do that. So we'll interrupt. Okay, I've got it. We're gonna introduce our first comic relief a little bit. Ryan, I'm gonna say off screen. Jake, can you shut the fuck up? I've got an exam. Interior, Jake's bedroom. So the friend's kind of becoming the roommate, essentially. Jake looks up from a notebook he's sketching in. He's sitting at his desk. Yeah, so Jake looks up. Sorry. Okay, so that gets us from beat 2 to essentially, I'm gonna call beat 3 and 4 the same beat, because that's basically the same beat. So my montages are kind of simple. I'll have to ask Braden how he does it, but essentially I do begin montage. He might do a scene heading. I do this, and I do kind of like almost like a bullet list of every single little thing that I want, and it'll be shown in like the bullet list order. That's usually what I do. I mean, there's no bullet points because I don't. Can I do that actually? No. I don't know if I can do that. And I'm not gonna figure. Oh, I'll have to ask Braden if I can do that. That'd be kind of interesting. But anyway, Jake. Let's see. Draws different ideas for a superhero costume. Each actually. Each costume has a different name. I'm not going to get into specifics on that because I want to try and make progress. If I decide to film this, I would probably then go, but for now, I'm probably going to just confirm what he picks, and then in the film world at least, I would work with like I guess production design, specifically like the prop master, to kind of work out what these costumes look like and what the superhero names are. So a text message at this hour. Actually, a text message at this hour makes all of the sense. All of the sense. So okay, cool. But each costume has a different name. A different name. A different color scheme. And different different shapes. He eventually lands on a goofy, brightly colored suit. I don't know, because I think his thought process is, I need to distract the criminals, like from the civilians, so that the civilians can get away. So he's trying to look as almost as dumb as possible. Well, not dumb. Well, I think in like the comic, but the Marvel comics, like with Wolverine, I think he wears like yellow and sometimes it's black, I think, but yellow and blue, so that like attacks are drawn to him because he's really hard to kill because he's got the healing factor. So I'm trying to do something similar here, but I'm also going to try and use it as one of my comedic elements. There is a cape that is equally, good God, equally bright and dumb. His super, whoa, okay. His superhero name is, this is the moment of truth. I need some inspiration. It's hard, I don't know what it is, but names for me are just ridiculous to come up with. So, superhero name generator. Yeah, we'll do a generator, and then we might end up taking this, or we might come up with something else. I mean, I don't think it matters. Dude, just generate it. Stop giving... It's looking like it's gonna give me a virus. What? Oh. Yeah, those are terrible. Those are absolutely awful. Okay, here we go. Yep. Okay. Ooh, I like that. We're gonna do that. Superhero name is... We'll do it on all caps. Free Fall. Also... Jake. Alright. Alright, so... Okay, so we essentially need... so the next... We're in the next part of the montage, essentially. Which, I don't know if you can see, so let me use the mouse. So it's like, this is one bullet, and this is another bullet, and I'm just going to keep doing that until I either need to say, like, pause montage or end montage. And that's kind of how I like to do it. But I've seen it done in so many different ways. So, but yeah, so, Jake begins, sewing together his first edition of his outfit. I think I'm slouching a lot. I was. And now my head's cut off, so I have to slouch again. Yeah, this is going to be a two-parter, and that's just because I'm a slow writer. His first outfit. It is made of mostly cloth with some plastic pieces. Yeah, because see, now I'm looking at, like, I'm thinking back to movies that I've seen, like in Spider-Man. I think in the new ones he had a cloth suit, but in like the older, like early 2000s, Tobey Maguire had like a wrestling mask, I think, and like casual clothing. So, but I'm kind of thinking like in Deadpool, he had a full cloth suit, I think. Well, that's not true. He wore a gray like tracksuit and then made the cloth suit, I think. So I guess I'm going a step above that. He rips it, putting it on. Yeah, because that shows it's a weak material. Good Lord, people. Okay. So Jake moves on to a more spandex like material. No, actually, let's not do that. Researches materials on the internet, and then so I don't have to do research. Jake, God, I'm lazy. Jake makes his second version with the research he found. So that might be that beat. So we might be on beat 5. Yeah, I think we'll go to beat 6 and 7. Beat 7 might be hard for me though, but we'll see. We'll see. He found. So at this point, it's hard because it's supposed to be grounded in reality. So I almost want him to make a third version, but I'm having trouble. Like, he's not like rich. He's a college student. So I think I'm going to stop there. So now we go pause, montage. Ryan, well, we're seeing him on screen for the first time. Good God. Ryan sits on Jake's bed. Jake is in his closet. This is hilarious. Is in his closet. Are you ready? And then Ryan says, yeah. Are you like ... coming out? That's a really dumb joke, but I think it's funny, so shut up. Yeah, so Jake leaps out of the closet in his full costume. A few beats of silence. Ryan begins laughing hysterically. That's not right. Help me. There we go. Oh, it's a Y. Oh. Hysterically. Jake looks down. Dude. Or no. Yeah, dude. Why are you wearing a giant banana? Come on. It's supposed to draw the eye. We'll do that. You look like a wrestler who has to suck dick to move up the chain. What's another one that I can do? I just realized it says duck. I love fingering? Okay, love fat fingering when I miss the key. Okay. There's another one. Okay. Hang on. I need to double check. Some research. I'm gonna use Captain Planet in this next line. Yeah. You somehow made a dumber outfit than... yeah, I don't know though. I don't know how I feel about that. I get stuck on these little jokes. But Ryan's our comedic relief at the moment. Let's see. You look like the biggest porno role player. Not actor. Role player. That's definitely 2 words, isn't it? And we can do the dash. I don't even know what that means, but it sounds funny to me. Cool. So shut up, man. Yee. Good luck getting yourself killed in that onesie. Oh no, onesie. Yeah? That doesn't seem right, but I guess it is. Cool. So that has us finished with beat 7. So yeah, let's try and get through beat 8, and that'll get us at kind of the halfway point, and we'll do part 2 on Saturday, because this episode is our first Wednesday release. I'm not recording on that day, obviously, but you know. Okay. So okay. Ryan leaves the room. Resume montage. Jake begins creating homemade explosives. No, begins creating a, I'm gonna say, black utility belt. Wow, I can't type. Black utility belt. Jake works on a makeshift grappling hook. Jake creates Jake, wait, hang on, this is really funny. Okay, I'm gonna add an extra joke in here, or almost an extra beat. Google's how to make explosives. Pause montage, and then we go interior. Jake's front door. I'm gonna say this is day. Yeah, okay, so you know what? Hang on, I made an error. I'll fix it next time if I think I need to. I may not have made it. It may not be as serious as I think. Jake answers his door, and the FBI are on his porch. What's going on, guys? I'm gonna just say Agent 1. What's with your Google searches? And then Agent 2. Oh. And what's with your outfit? We're gonna do a little suspension of disbelief here, kind of break reality a little bit. I'm trying to be a superhero. A beat of silence. We're gonna make the same joke. The two agents break out in laughter. Okay, scene heading, interior. Jake's bedroom. Day. Resume montage. Jake fastens some round metal balls to his belt, as well as a baton and his makeshift grapple. So that's going to bring us to beat 9, which we can go ahead and actually get the transition into that, which let's see. Makeshift grapple. Yes. So then we pause montage again. Ryan No. Brian is back on Jake's bed laughing and pointing at Jake wearing the full outfit with gadgets. I think that works. Yeah. And we didn't make it to page 5, but halfway down 4 isn't terrible either. So yeah, and I think me taking my time instead of rushing through, because I think I'll be working on, I would work on this another hour. So I think we're gonna call it quits right about here. We made good progress. We're at the beginning. We've set up beat 9 so that we can go into that. So we're actually over very slightly over halfway, I think. Beat 15 is pretty short. Beat 10 will be pretty short. And 11 and 12 are basically one beat. So yeah, 13 and 14 will be kind of the long pushes that we have to get through. But honestly, I bet you we hit between 7 and 8. So somewhere in here is where we will land. But yeah. Okay. I hope you guys enjoyed one-on-one time with yours truly. Braden will be back after this week. We will start on our feature film. Again, we have the idea. We chose it off camera because we wanted to just spend the entire episode working on that beat sheet. And, you know, we're not even sure how we're going to kind of organize all that. But we wanted to kind of spend a whole session planning it out so that we could then just kind of use that to kind of keep building onto the script. So yes, thank you. Hope you enjoyed part 1 of this script. We will finish up this Saturday. And let's see, any other news? I don't think so. I think we're good. Yeah. Editor Cole, don't treat me too harshly. Please. And thank you. I love you. Okay. Bye!